I am Esmeralda Prat, Global Biosafety Manager at Bayer CropScience, with responsibilities for contained use and movement of biological materials. I also chair the working group on Article 18 and the Biosafety Clearinghouse at the Global Industry Coalition. The Global Industry Coalition brings together involved and committed companies and organizations all along the chain of commerce from both developed and developing nations. Our aim is to contribute to the implementation of the Cartagena Protocol on Biosafety in a way that carefully balances the continued availability of the technology for those wishing to benefit from it with the need for an adequate level of biosafety. The Global Industry Coalition, GIC, has developed guidance for the industry on how to implement Article 18, paragraphs 2b and 2c, in line with the Cartagena Protocol and MOP 1 decision, BS 1/6b, and makes considerable efforts on its implementation. Let's look at a practical example on how to implement Article 18, paragraphs 2b and 2c at Bayer CropScience. LMOs, what are they? Many types of materials, microorganisms, pathogenic or non-pathogenic animals, invertebrates or vertebrates, plants, seeds or whole plants. Multiple regulations that address different safety considerations for workers, animals, plants, and the environment. These regulations stem from the multiple UN treaties, conventions, committees, and organizations and are translated into regional and country requirements. Movement of LMO seed, many steps and many players. When shipping biological materials, many aspects need to be addressed to ensure safety, compliance, and timeliness of delivery. And many players, internally and externally, are involved. For this reason, it is essential to have clear procedures and instruction for the different players. Not only LMO permits need to be obtained and the AIA procedure followed when applicable, but other permits are also needed, such as phytosanitary. Countries have different ways of making relevant permit information available. Bayer devotes great attention to all these requirements and works with authorities and custom officials to clarify and meet their needs. Proper documentation allows all parties, sender, transporter, custom official, and receiver, to properly identify the material and to know how to handle an emergency. When there is a problem, often due to human error from one of the several players, it is analyzed and the lessons incorporated into the procedures. Bayer uses the recommendations of the UN model regulations for packaging of material and follows the applicable transport requirements to ensure safety of the environment and of the material. It is very important that the material arrives intact at the final destination. Invoice or proforma invoice as used currently and the labeling requirements work well and allow for clear identification of the material.